Hello everyone and welcome back to Civilization 6 here with Ambiorix and the Gaulic Empire. Sort of an empire, got a long way to go yet. And we're kind of entering the stage of the game where people are going to start winning if we're not careful. Not yet, but some people are starting to get some tourism up and running and we have not started the process yet. We're a little bit behind. We're in, 5th place for culture? 6th place for culture? That's because our tourism is a little lower. But we're about to unlock flight, and that will receive tourism and all improvements that improve culture or provide culture. We have a lot of them. We're a little bit behind on the way to flight because science we're a little bit behind on. I mean, John Curtin is running ahead, but we are by far and away producing the most culture. So we need to kind of keep using that to good effect as best possible. We're just going to keep on building fisheries in Aduatuca while we have Liang here. You can just keep on exploring, see what you find for me. Now over in Aduatuca there are no more fisheries we can build, so Liang no longer needs to be in that city. So we're going to reassign Gaul over to Aduatuca. It's going to take us a little while, and it means we're going to be a little low on culture and science for a few turns, but in the long run it'll be a lot better. Now, Liang, we've built out our fishing spots in Tavanna. Could do the same at Ratumakos, possibly even a Bibrax as well. Let's go to Ratumakos next, and we can build down some fisheries there. Ratumakos, there we go. And we probably still need to get another builder down in Novia Dunham just to keep on building up this area. I mean, they're going to be kind of fairly mediocre farms, but it's better than nothing, to be honest. I don't think we're going to get a golden age this year, even though I'd love one. We haven't had a golden age all game. We were pretty close going forwards, or going forward in the last couple of ages, but not quite close enough. They want coal for gold. I'm actually more keen to have coal for any of your great works, to be honest. So I'll see if I can get that to work. Preferably something which provides a decent amount of tourism. You wouldn't do that. What about Hamlet? Would you give me Hamlet? For 7 gold. Done. It's more tourism and it's more culture for me. So I'd say that's a pretty good thing, even though we are paying a little bit of gold to do so. That's fine. We can also claim a great person. Who can we create? We can get Rembrandt. Wonderful. Rembrandt has some pretty nice artwork from memory. Rome could also get Rembrandt as well, but no, we will take Rembrandt before they do. Although they'll be able to take the other great artist that appears next turn. Here at Novia Dunham, could build a factory, could build a preserve. But the appeal in Novia Dunham is not excellent from memory. No, it's kind of terrible. So preserve wouldn't really be the best idea for us. Could get a commercial hub down, get us another trader. And there's a +3 gold thing there, so we'll do that. Right, in terms of gold, who gives us the most? Fez, Namadal, Leventa wants one. We'll go to Rome to try and get some tourism boost over there. Right, Rembrandt, can you come and produce some great works for me, please? Wonderful. So that's one, and we'll have a few more going forwards. And actually, yeah, that's fine. You can do it in Summer Breather. That's not a problem. We can always move them around later on. We need to move some of this stuff around so we've got better theming. And we need one more sculpture, or 2 more sculptures which aren't Michelangelo or Donatello. That's fine. You can build me a mine here. That's going to make our sanctuary move even quicker. Wonderful. This builder here can come build on these olives because I'm not sure there's much else that can be done there. So we have taken a bit of a hit to our science, but that's purely because we're moving Pingala back over to Aduatuca, which I think is the best spot for him. But we are building a bunch of sanctuaries to really help boost the Pantanal in terms of science and many other things. Because Sanctuary gives us gold production science, all well worth doing. Tyrants such as you are abominations, so people know the truth of my words. I don't occupy one of their cities anymore, but clearly they still hold a grudge from 600 years ago, give or take. But, you know, I do understand. Right, let's get another work of Rembrandt down. Agatha Bass this time, wonderful. Up to 68 tourism. What can you do? You can also come here. Actually, you can go up there and build a mine. Just get some additional culture. Should help with our production of tourism when we get flight enabled. You go there. Get down the olives. Wonderful. I'm not convinced we're going to win this game, but I think we're going to give it a damn good effort. I think that's the main thing we can do. Indonesia's building a factory, so people will start to catch up now with great engineers. But I think we're still going to be vastly ahead of most people. Yeah, we'll still be vastly ahead of most people. We will get Ada Lovelace, unless someone else beats us to it via money or faith, etc. Triggers the Eureka moment for computers. Okay, so Ada Lovelace is fine. We might even let someone else take Ada Lovelace and go for whoever we can next. That might be the better option, in all honesty. Or we can buy it with money. We can buy the next one with faith. But I'm not sure Ada Lovelace is one we really need. So we might just let that go by. Of course, the trigger for computers is nice. But if there's something to do with kind of wonder building, then I think that's much more important. And our last production by Rembrandt, Abraham and Isaac. Wonderful. And now go to Great Works. Governor's Great Works, there we go. We need to... That's our first actual artist, so we need to move that stuff around as well in the art museum. We can't theme that stuff yet, but that's not a problem. Sculpture. We need to buy more sculptures. Does anyone have any sculptures for sale? That's a sculpture, but it's by Donatello, so there's no real point because it won't theme. It needs to be a different. Artist to make it work from memory. I mean, you've got the 16 chapels, not bad. It's remarkable that you can kind of just get the Sistine Chapel as such, but still. Out of all the people we can see so far, we have no ability to... Would you give me this sculpture by Donatello? Or possibly even... Yeah, would you give me this thing by Donatello? I'll give you some coal. I mean, you already have coal, so no. Not at the moment, anyway. But this builder here, build me a mine, so it gives me additional culture as well. And that's just going to help with flight when it comes in. We could also go for a diplomatic victory, Statue of Liberty, but I imagine we're not going to be the first one. We might actually be the first one, because that's a cultural tech, isn't it? But someone else might have got civil engineering by this point. And it needs to be next to a harbour district, which we don't really have any of. Unfortunate, but we'll just have to make it work. Once Liang is in Ratimakos, what we will do is build up a bunch of fisheries. And Rome has just researched square rigging, goodness me. So currently we're at 69 tourism. I'm intrigued to see how much that will be after the invention of flight. I'm also having the ability to have some planes be useful.
Roads without improvement are roads of genius.
Right, I don't think we're going to be able to get the... I don't think we'll be able to get the Statue of Liberty. We could certainly try for it, but I'm not sure it's ideal. We could get 2 artist points for every art museum. I wish that the mod I had, which tells you how much you get for each of these policy cards, would also work for the purple cards as well. The kind of what the... I suppose they're legacy cards, aren't they? 6 culture, 4 culture. Not seeing a huge amount better. Could switch into great musician points, but we don't really have many broadcast centres. But it would push us up to getting the next. It would mean we beat Rome to Vivaldi. But on a similar note, we're possibly going to be able to beat Rome to Angelica as Kaufman as well, as long as we keep on working on our culture and stuff. Oh, someone has taken Ada Lovelace. Wonderful. That's actually really good for me. As long as someone else doesn't buy Gustav Eiffel, because Eiffel was an excellent, excellent great engineer, and we don't want to lose him. Right, production in Novia Dunham. Let's get a market down, otherwise there's no real point having that thing there. And down here, or up here I should say, in Bibrax, we'll go for a grove, and then eventually a sanctuary as well, just to keep on providing boosts to the Pantanal. Now, what do we want to do here? What we'll do, we'll get Parks and Recreation down with Liang, because then we can keep getting cultural stuff. City parks, that might be quite useful. I don't know if that comes via a builder or via something else. We might be able to make this kind of terrible area work. We do also need to get another city down here in the centre. Just because there's actually decent appeal up in this area. If we put a city down somewhere, we might be able to get a couple of national parks down, which of course would help us with our tourism, which is important. So once Adwatuka is done with the Hermitage, we'll get him to crank out a settler. Not because it will be a particularly good city, but because it will allow us to put down some national parks for tourism, which is certainly what we want to happen. Pingala should also come back in, as should Liang back into their relevant cities pretty soon, which should also help with things. Okay, we can send some envoys. We have 2 to send. I'd love to be able to take Brussels off Caesar, but we'll keep on working on that, especially as it will just give us more production. Wonderful, up to 204 culture. 66.6 from Edward Duca. That's why we get Pingala back inside. I mean, I know he only provides so much, but it's pretty damn good. We need to get a builder out here in Ratumakos, but we need money for that. Who has money to spend? Of course, we don't really have any spare luxuries at the moment. What do you give me for open borders? 2 gold for 30 turns, done. It's wrong because we've been buying a lot of great works recently, which is fine. It's all for a good purpose, but it does mean we're lowering our kind of amount of money a little bit. I really want to be able to get the Hermitage. The Hermitage is useful because we're going to keep on working on great arts, or great works of art slots, and great artist points are useful as well. Just going to keep trying, really. Okay, soon our Sanctuary Rush will come in, so next turn, flight will be done, and also the Pantanal will get even better, but I'm more intrigued by tourism. We're at 83 at the moment. Let's see what we get to after the next turn. I'm hoping it's going to be a significant enough boost, maybe 200? It may not be that much, but I'd really love it to be. This feels like an important turn. First of all, we dispute the actual start of the modern era, but you know it was when Gaul discovered flight. Wonderful. And tourism is up to 100. It's better than nothing. Definitely better than nothing. But look at this. The science and the Pantanal is going to start boosting up as well. And our culture is going to keep on increasing. Excellent. So not quite as much tourism as I perhaps hoped with the addition of flight. It's all improvements that provide culture. Tourism generators equivalent to the improvement cultural output. Well, it's definitely helped, for sure. We definitely need to keep working on cultural things, for sure. I'd love to get the Eiffel Tower. I think it's going to be unrealistic to get it because it's so far away. We might be better off going for stuff like broadcast centres, for stuff like seaside resorts, to get this bunch of tourism up and running. So I think we'll do that instead. I think holding out hope for the Eiffel Tower is a long foregone opportunity at this point. Right, in Samurai Breather, what do we want to build here? We could build a Great Zimbabwe, but not particularly worthwhile, I would say. Could go for a coal power plant. That gives us some additional production in Samurai Breather. It's only 4 turns away. Let's do that. Over in Oppidum, we could probably do with a factory. Sadly, can't build the Ruhr Valley until we get the factory down. And in Samurai Breather, we can't put down the Ruhr Valley because we have no available space to construct this, because I planned my city poorly. Because it's not next to a river. Oh well. Trade route capacity has increased as well. We'll get out into Vanna or Ratumakos when the time arrives. Okay, the Pantanal is just going to keep on getting better and better, and that's important. This one on the back is a little far behind because it's only being worked by Bibrax, but it's still pretty useful. There we go. I mean, this is actually helping more with science than it is with culture. But that's no real bad thing, to be honest. Could get the Venetian arsenal down. But again, we're not really doing naval. We're not really playing as a naval power. It doesn't really feel that worthwhile. Could go for a campus in 6. But again, might be a little bit late to think about that. We could go for an aerodrome. We'll do that actually. We'll get an aerodrome down purely just to have some way of producing planes in the Empire. I need you to go on foot. No, we did not do our great work heist very successfully. But that's okay. You can come here and build a mine. Or a quarry, I should say. Tavan is unpowered. That's okay. We can get it powered fairly soon. Culture. How are we doing now? See, Australia's actually got the most tourists. 108 out of 196. Okay, but we've started to get our first tourist down. Honestly, cultural victories are hard. I struggle to understand them half the time. To achieve cultural victory, you must become culturally dominant over all the other civilizations. Cultural dominance occurs when you attract more visiting tourists to your civilization than other civilizations have domestic tourists at home. Generating high amounts of culture and tourism both increases both your domestic tourists and visiting tourists from other civilizations. Your domestic tourists, which we have 153 of, represent the tourists from your civilization that are currently vacationing within your borders. Your visiting tourists represent the number of citizens you've attracted from the domestic tourist pool of other civilizations. So we need to increase our visiting tourists. Gotcha. Okay, we'll make that work. We'll make this work one way or another. We might be able to get to a golden age if we're lucky. I mean, if we get the Hermitage, that will certainly help things for sure. Here, put down a mine, please. That's another bit of culture, which hopefully will add to our tourism going forward. But it's not an active cultural benefit, because I don't know if these get included in the things from flight. That's the only problem. Someone's just built Petra quite late into the game, but Petra's not bad at all. I need to keep on taking great works off people. Possibly John Curtin, we need to take these off. John, buddy pal, you've got anything interesting for me? Landscape. You've got that all from Kui Ying. Oh, you've got Pride and Prejudice. Wonderful. You've got Jane Austen. I'm not giving you that much money per turn for sure. You don't have any coal. Here, if you wanted like 30 coal, or no, 20 coal, let's not be silly. Coal's important. You give me that, excellent. Would you give me science and sensibility as well? And 2 gold, done. There we go. 2 things I've taken off John, and 2 additional things for me, which is important. Right, Ferris wheel will get down because that is some bonus tourism, so that's worth doing. Although we could get a trader down. How much is it for a trader? Trader out in 2 turns, or you can just buy one. Just buy one now. And then this builder here, go over here and build a mine, because then we can maybe stop them from getting that. Stop Greece from getting that antiquity site. I want to declare friendship with Rome, so they don't cause any issues for me, hopefully. In 2 turns, we'll get the hermitage done, and then we'll get a settler out to settle this city up here, so we can get down a bunch of national parks and some other stuff as well. Dum dum da dum dum da dum dum dum. Okay, there's also the potential for canals. I'm wondering if there's any. There could be a benefit. We could get a canal there out for Novia Dunham. It means we'll get you out to the ocean, which might help with stuff like. Okay, that builder can't get through. It might help with stuff like trade. I don't know if we can actually get fisheries down on lake tiles, but it would certainly make best use of that. You want some coal for some terrible amounts of gold? No, thank you. I'll take it for some of your great works of art. Nope. So no, thank you. No, thank you, John Curtin. Not in that case. We have a significant amount of culture. We're at 208. John Curtin's starting to catch up 160, but I think we're still doing pretty well. And we've started our first bit of kind of... I want to say... Not really... I suppose fossil fuels is the right word. Yeah, fossil fuels. Let's send something down to Argos. We'll actually take Megara instead. Just so we can hopefully start to influence them with our tourism somewhat. I'm not entirely sure that's how it works, but, you know, we'll give it a go. 3 turns to actually get a set out in Summer Breather wouldn't be terrible. But is there something better we can do here instead? We can get a dam down. An aqueduct and entertainment complex. Holy site. Holy site wouldn't actually be a terrible idea. Because I don't know quite where we get rock bands from, but our faith is not going to support many rock bands for sure. There's a +5 faith up there, I'm going to take it. It's only going to take us 2 turns to get started, but that's going to add a great more onto our faith. Hello, Inca and Pachacuti. Welcome to meet you. Oh, goodness me, you are in a very good spot there. Does that put you into first place in terms of culture? Surely, yeah, look at that. He's got a bunch of tourists. Oh, goodness. Pachacuti, I thought John Curtin was my strongest opponent. Right, well, first of all, can we establish an embassy? Would you take friendship? No, not at the moment. Oh my goodness, look how many great works you have. Do you have any sculptures that I can grab? I need to go have a look at my great works. Give me a second. Portraits would be useful as well. Not that we can move them just yet. Portraits or sculptures. Gotcha. So, Pachacuti, I need to take all your great works away from you. Portraits or sculptures, none of which you really have any of. Landscapes, music. Maybe we can try and get the religious ones off him. Or you're not willing to trade that? Oh, you don't have any. Oh, you do have coal. Oh, he's got aluminium as well. Goodness me, you're doing well. And you have whales. Ooh, Pachacuti. This might prove problematic. Here, I'll give you some diplomatic favour. Let's say 60. That would give me 1. And I want some more religious artwork by a different artist. So that one there. And some more gold. I'll give you some more diplomatic favour. What about 100? But then we need to get another religious artwork, which isn't by El Greco or Bosch. Is there one? So I think all the religious artworks are just by those few. What about that one as well? It's a lot of money to take. Here, what about 120? Is that enough? 130. I just want to try stem his flow of ridiculous amounts of stuff in terms of culture and tourism. 160? Done. It's a lot of diplomatic favour to give to someone else. But I feel like we've got to try to take it off him. Pachacuti's in a strong position and we do not want him to have it any longer. Right, that's the Bolshoi that can stay there, that's not a problem. This is religious, so it comes down here to start theming. We just need a bit more. So we need some more sculptures, we need some more religious art. But now that we know others, does anyone else have religious art that we can take? You've got them. There we go. You've got the Sistine Chapel. What would you take for the Sistine Chapel? Would you take some whales for the Sistine Chapel? No, because you already have whales. What would it take? You're not willing to really trade much. I'll give you some coal. Some additional coal. 36. That's a lot of gold you want as well. You know, I'll give you a great work of writing. Because that actually works out better in the long run. Now if I go to Great Works and move this over to here, there we go, themed. So more culture and tourism, but also cultural heritage improves as well. And we have the Sistine Chapel ceiling, which is just hilarious to think about someone having to send it in a lorry or a ship over. Just like, let's chop off the Sistine Chapel and bring it over. It amuses me in some way. So we've just spent pretty much all our diplomatic favour, but we'll get it back. That's not a problem. But I'm hoping that's going to really help our tourism going forward, and also our cultural generation, because goodness me, we need to work on our tourism. If we're going to go for a cultural victory, we're going to need to go for the cultural victory. Sydney Opera House would be great, especially if we get Gustave Eiffel, who we will get unless someone buys him, which I really hope they don't. But I want to see where rock bands come into this. Where do rock bands come in? Broadway would not be a bad one either.
Museums are on the front lines of the fight for culture, of good with evil. In any case, of the fight against platitudes and primitiveness.
And we get the Hermitage, excellent. And that will also give us a few more envoys because of Apadana. Okay, Scorched Death is done, that's fine, that's not what really we were going for. I need to work out where we get rock bands from, and I've actually forgotten. Civilopedia? Where is it? It'll be around here somewhere. architecture, secretary, government, religion. Where? Espionage, Aero progress, sister reports. We'll find it one way or another. Okay, we're starting to generate some tourism now, though, which is good. And we will absolutely take Gustav Eiffel. He's an excellent, excellent person to have. And we're only 6 points away from a golden age, which would really be good. So I'm going to do everything I can to get there. You would give me +1 appeal to any tiles it owns. That's okay. Not sure it's ideal. But we are first to get Vivaldi currently. We're second in writers for Joyce and artists for Kaufman. And merchant we may eventually get, but I'm not sure it's really our thing. So, up here in Adawatuka, unless there's a good wonder you can build, which you can't, I want you just to get me out a settler. 4 turns. But where do I get rock bands from? Does it come in... Ah, there they are. It comes in the Cold War. Oh, that's a long way off to get that done. That's fine. Ratumakos. I want you to get me a builder down. I'm not going to go for the Venetian Arsenal, it's not worth it. For us, at least. Now, Gustav, there's not much you can do for us at the moment, so you're just going to kind of wait your turn there, pretty much. But the naturalist's going to have to move to here. And now we can go on sleep, and Gustav should be able to do the same until we need him. He's got 2 charges. What world wonder do we want to go for? Not the Panama Canal, because it's a bit of a meme wonder. Could go for the Sydney Opera House. But we don't really have a harbour district, to be honest. What's another good cultural wonder coming up? There's the shopping mall, but that's not one. Cristo Redentor, but we're not really a big relic game. We don't have many reliquaries. Broadway wouldn't be bad. Gives me an atomic civic era boost. And we might be I was about to say we might be the first up there. I think we will be. But some other people have now made it to the modern era as well. Pachacuti and John, understandably. We're still ahead in culture in terms of Pachacuti for the time being, but I'm not sure it's going to last forever. Let's keep going. This builder here, there's not really much more he can do. He can go up there and build a mine, I suppose. Roma's research rifling, that's okay. I feel like we have to go for the culture victory. I'm not sure what other chance we really have, to be honest. Right, you want to take 2 great works off me? Absolutely not. If anything, I want to take your great works, not vice versa. Oh, but look at their science output. Their science output is just incredible. My concern is that someone's actually going to win a science victory before that. I mean, also John Curtin's on 9 out of 20 for diplomatic points. Okay, we get some 3 era score for building our first ever holy site with +3 in the modern era. Interesting. Right, you are going to travel to... Head back to somewhere with a cultural district. Take Sparta, but there's no great work we can take there. Megara, there's no great work to steal. I want to be able to steal some great works. Olympia has one. Excellent, we'll go there. And here in Summer Breather, we could get the Great Zimbabwe. I'm really not sure it's worthwhile. I'm going to give us gold, trade route capacity. But is there something better you could be doing? A bank wouldn't be bad, just for some additional money. Okay, a shrine down, temple down, watermill down. I think we're bound to get the next... I think we're bound to get up to the next era anyway. Oh yes, Adelcrest. John Curtin won. Bugger. Oh my goodness, he sent 3,000 points. Okay, there's no chance we were going to win that. We might be able to do this one here, because we want to stop John Curtin winning more and more points. What do we do with Samurai Breather? There's really not many useful things that we can grab. We'll take the... I suppose we can do the shrine, the temple, and the what, just to get some more faith down. Yeah, let's do the shrine for now. Here in Novia Dunham. Water park might be nice, or but also a canal would be good. Let's go for medieval walls, just in case Rome gets any silly ideas. Up here in Bibrax, they've now made this area a lot better. Excellent. So we'll now go to the sanctuary. Just keep on making this area as good as it can possibly be. I could get the Amber into the Empire, but honestly it would actually do worse than just leaving it off. So that's fine. I'm very concerned if Rome declares war on us, because there's not much we can really do about it. Like, we're far ahead in terms of culture, but I'm just concerned that Pachacuti has so much tourism to be able to, you know, beat us, really. So if John Curtin wins that, we were never going to be able to deal with him there, but that does mean he's getting even stronger, which is kind of concerning. Right, build that there. But sadly, because that's outside our main borders, I don't think we get the cultural bomb from that. That's okay. We'll get the temple down here. And over in Havana. Could go for an aquarium. Does that give us... It gives us amenities. It doesn't give us tourism. It does not give us tourism. Could go for another power plant. Gives us a lot more production. But of course doesn't quite help with the fact that it's going to make a lot of CO2 into the atmosphere. But we'll take it just for the extra production, I think. Speaking of CO2, how are we doing on the old CO2 thing? Well, climate, that's the one. CO2 levels, we're producing some, but some people are producing a lot more than me. Someone's already got oil. Someone's already got oil, that's a real concern. There's no climate change issues just yet, though, but there will be at some point. Next melted polar ice is expected in 54 turns, so that's only going to increase with myself and others starting to increase their ways in terms of using fossil fuels. Rome's built a factory in Antium, that's okay. We could buy Vivaldi straight away and beat Gaul to him, but I'm sure we'd get another musician anyway. So it's not really something we need to focus on. What's our next wonder actually going to be, though, I wonder? I wonder. That was not intentional, but it still works.
It's the Industrial Revolution and the growth of urban concentrations that led to a sense of anonymity.
Okay, so neighbourhoods are now unlocked, but again, it's not something we really need to focus on for the most part. At this point, we just need to focus overwhelmingly on culture and tourism. Right, mobilisation next. Not particularly one that we need to go for. Mobilisation and mass media gets us into other things, but we're actually going to go for mass media before mobilisation. Yeah, we'll go for mass media first, because then that allows us to get Broadway, maybe. Cristo Redentor if we really wanted it to, but it's not really one that I think we need to go for. We haven't gone for a particularly relic-heavy game. So yes, we get to build a city park down here. Now remind me, city parks, what are they actually good for? View promotions. City parks provide 3 culture if Liang is in the city. And additional culture and amenities if additions to the water. See, here it just says 1 culture. But no, that provides 4. But are people actually going to work it though? That's the thing. Yes, it seems like they will. But it's only going to work if Liang's actually in the city. If Liang's not in the city... If Liang's not in the city, it's going to really knacker the culture. So it's not really worth going for the most part. We might be better off building stuff like... Where is it? I can't remember where they are. It's going to be the stuff where you can build it on the edges of the water. Not zoo... First wheel, aquarium, water park, archaeologist. It's like they're like mini national parks. I've completely forgotten what it is, to be perfectly honest. But that's okay. Stadium, Estadio de Maracanã. The Maracanã might be a nice one to grab as well. Ski resorts would also be useful, provides tourism. Right, there's plenty we need to work on in culture for sure. Okay, Summer and Breather. Get a bank, we get the what down. That's just more faith and more science. Maybe. Sure, we'll get the what down just for a little bit more science production in Summer and Breather. Because there's no particular wonders that you can build, as far as I'm aware, apart from the Great Zimbabwe, which is not particularly useful to my purposes. In Ratumakos, you get a power plant down, you get the Venetian arsenal down, but what's the point? I really don't see the point of the Venetian arsenal. Could go for a Theatre Square Festival, wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Let's give them ancient walls so they can actually return fire. I mean, it's going to be pretty naff against modern day soldiers and equipment, but better than nothing. We have to plan this city up here quite carefully to be able to get the appeal sorted. So someone's starting work on the Panama Canal, and we've lost his sovereignty of Mogadishu. Interesting.
By the march of science beyond the steam engine.
Why have we lost Mogadishu? Let's go and find out. Pericles is taken aback. The git. Nope. I'm going to put 2 in back to Mogadishu. It's mine again. Thank you. And we will also take or keep working on Brussels. Because now Rome doesn't own Brussels, which is good. And we can probably take it for ourselves. Right, get out and start building some fisheries, please, as best you can. This settler, now where do we want to build it? Because there's a very specific formation of... there's really no way to make this work. If we put down a... yeah, we're going to need to put down some certain things here. We need to put down a preserve there, because that gives additional appeal. That means we can get 2 national parks down. So it's going to be there and there. So the city marker is actually not a bad spot to go. So we'll go there. But we need to put down the preserve before we can work on the national parks, as far as I'm aware. Back here in Adawatuka, none of these we can actually build, sadly. The Ruhr Valley would be excellent to build here, but it's not possible. We will take the coal power plant for the extra production, though. Purely because Adawatuka is a very production-heavy place. It's well worth doing. We are 1 point away from the industrial era, and I want to ensure that we actually get it. So how are we doing for envoys? If we take Brussels, that would work. I'm just going to send a trade route. You know what? 8 turns. I could get the Great Zimbabwe down. That would ensure that I get that. But I'm not sure it's really worth it. Well, we'll keep going. Wouldn't be the worst thing to get a biplane down, but for that we need oil, which we do not have. That's what I was thinking of. Seaside Resorts provides tourism. We can just tourism bomb the new city here. So at Ratchimakos, how are you doing for housing? Housing you're doing okay on. I'm not sure you entirely need another one at the moment. Venetian Arsenal sounds fun, just the great engineer points, but again, it's not really needed. Just get another builder down. That's fine. We need to get this golden era, one way or another. Each industrial or later building constructed. Well, presumably this coal power plant will do the job. So that's fine. Heartbeat of Steam should get us there. And we'll need to renew our friendship with Aquitaine. We'll also get our friendship down with the Incans. We've lost Mogadishu again. Oh no, we got it back. That's the previous turn. Someone has built that one that I can never pronounce the name of. Right, you start working on some fisheries. They're not going to be perfect, but they're better than nothing. You can work on a bank, just get some more money down. Declare friendship with Eleanor. The same with Pachacuti, if he allows us to. Wonderful. Anyone got some more statues for me, or anything along those lines? I also have some whales to sell, which should be quite useful. But you've got no statues. You have nothing of particular interest. Rome. What about Indonesia? Indonesia doesn't have any great works. Interesting. Eleanor probably has a few, but only writing, which is fine, but it's not particularly the ones that we need. Landscape. These are all landscapes. You don't have Wales, though. What would you give me for Wales? Would you give me one of your great works? Almost certainly not. If I gave you some diplomatic... Actually, we don't really want to give you diplomatic favour because you're on your way to a diplomatic victory. I'll give you some coal, though. I don't particularly need coal at the moment, he says, but I do need some. I'll give you 10 coal. I'll give you a little bit of diplomatic favour. Actually, that's fine. I'll accept that. It's just a little bit more culture, tourism, all very useful indeed. Oh, we can build the River Valley here in Oviedunum. Done. It's not our main... It's not our main output. But I'm not entirely sure we can build the River Valley anywhere else, to be perfectly honest. Summer Brevo, I doubt we can build it. No, we can only build the Great Zimbabwe there. We can't build it here. Can we build it to Vanna? No. So it has to go down at Oviedunum, which means we should have been building it for ages ago. And we'll get rid of the... How are we doing for food? We'll get rid of the food one here. Doesn't mean it's going to take ages for stuff to work here. We need to get another builder down to Oviedunum just to keep working. It's not the most ideal one space for the River Valley, in all honesty. It does help with production. There's a few mines and quarries around. And I just like the River Valley in general. Now my question is, do we save Gustav for something like Broadway, where there's a lot of culture? Or do we use it on the River Valley instead? Because something like Broadway is going to have to go in... It's likely going to have to go in either Oviedunum, Semibrivo, or Adotuca. Do we have any flat ground by our cultural district? Where is our cultural district here? That's our Oppidum. That's our Government Plaza. Do we even have a cultural district down here? Yeah, we have our theatre square. Where is it? Oh, it's further back, I see. Is there any flat ground? That's a hill. That's a hill. That's a hill. And that's a hill. So it can't be built in Adotuca. Next on the list is Oviedunum. And where's our cultural building? Here. Here it is. So it could go down Oviedunum, but that means we need to finish the River Valley before we can start work on that. My only concern is I think someone else will beat us to the River Valley. Whereas I'm not sure anyone will beat us to Broadway. So I think that might actually work better. We could put it in Semibrivo, I suppose. Where's our cultural district here? Here it is. So we could go in Semibrivo realistically if we wanted to. So let's at least get Gustav moving down to Oviedunum. He can just stay there until he's ready. With the build of that coal power plant, that should mean we get to our golden age. So I'm not too concerned, but I'm just going to hold out hope. We need to give some more housing to Oviedunum though, because it's struggling to grow at all. Interesting. So Oviedunum needs housing, as does Tavanna. Do we boost the River Valley? So we may not be the first one to the mass media, because we pushed conservation pretty hard. Oh, this is a tough decision actually. So this will give us a little bit of extra production, but I'm not sure Oviedunum's really our production powerhouse, is it? No, it's not. I mean, it's either... Actually, our production powerhouse is Semibrivo by far. It's a shame we can't build it there. That's just poor planning on my part. That would have worked a lot better. Let's give it a go. Because that means we'll probably get the Ruhr Valley down. It also means we're likely going to get our era sorted. And I like the Ruhr Valley. It's a fun one. Right, this builder here can build a fishery. And then we will start working on stuff like seaside resorts as well. But it's got to have minimum appeal of breathtaking, so there's only so much we can do. But we should be able to sneak in a few every now and then. I'm not thrilled by your bombard thing there. Francis and Ludwig van Beethoven. A lot of people have been getting a lot of musicians recently, but that's fine. Don't think we're going to get Kaufman. Unfortunately, I think Rome will beat us to it, despite the fact we've got a lot more great artist points coming in. They're just a little bit further ahead. Okay, there's our dedication era. So we do get to 120. Let's complete the Ruhr Valley, or get us close. That could go badly wrong if we then lose it. 10 medieval walls is some additional tourism. I need a builder. There's a builder here. It's going to take you too long to really get down to Novidunum in time. Chrome's not really useful for anything. In terms of Ada crests, we don't want John Curtin winning this, but he has so much money. At this rate, John Curtin might be going for might get a diplomatic victory, which is a problem. I still think actually John Curtin's our main opposition more than anything else. Tavanna needs housing, so we'll give it a neighbourhood. We'll go to that three food farm there. Build me a fishery here, please. And we've met Wilhelmina of the Dutch. Wonderful. How's she doing? She is also very strong in terms of science, my word.
Het is mijn grote eer u eindelijk te ontmoeten.
Pleasure to meet you too, Wilhelmina. Please don't win a science victory before I'm ready. Because almost certainly Wilhelmina's winning that. She's winning religious. No, actually, science is being led by Pachacuti. That's only because he's one tech ahead. That's not a great indication. But here, I'll send an embassy. You're going to want me to send a trade route over to you, if entirely possible. I will do when I can. Look at that. Look at some of these styles. This is incredible. 6 science, 6 culture, 6 faith, 8 food, 7 production, 6 gold. Weirdly, actually, it's the non-Pantanal tile is better because it's working from so many different spaces. Right. You get yourself trained up. This might be the best tile on our entire empire because it's surrounded by 3 different groves. That's incredible. Right, Adoatuka. Entertainment complex? No. Neighbourhood, maybe. An encampment wouldn't be a terrible idea. But I'm not sure it's really useful, to be honest. Harbour, again, it's fine. But a bit late to really be investing in our naval prowess at this stage of the game. Preserve, not really worth it either. Commercial hub might be a possibility. Take the medieval walls, there's additional tourism. Speaking of tourism, how are we doing now? Ooh, John Curtin. Someone else in Pachacuti leading the way. We're behind at the moment. Once we get to rock bands, that's where things are going to start causing issues. So actually, I'm actually going to switch out my I'm actually going to switch out to a... I'm going to remove the mine there to get some additional faith down. I think it's important. Patriotti's up to plus 200 culture. That's concerning. What can we do here in Summer Breather, which is absolutely our production powerhouse? It needs some more housing. I definitely don't want to build it there because that's such a good spot. We'll take out this farm. Build it there instead. Just so our cities can keep growing. It is important. We should get the Ruhr Valley here, if I'm not mistaken. But first we will settle Durocorteron? Let's say that. That's fine. Durocorteron. And I want you to go straight into a preserve, please, which you can't do. What can't you do? Oh, bugger it. I've done that wrong. Because we can't build preserves next to the city centre, because we're Gaul. Right, that's... But the appeal there is fine. The appeal's fine. This is okay. We can get rid of this. We just need to buy like all the tiles around. So I want to buy... Hang on. Let's try what's the most efficient use of space that we can get. Because it all works in diamonds, that's the problem. So... we can get one down here. We can get one down there. We can get two down. Better than nothing. Right. We can delete these tax. And we'll get our national parks started. You guys can just work on a monument. That's fine. I'm guessing you're working the useful tile. Yes, you are. Good. The one affected by the volcano. And I want to... purchasing all these tiles is going to be expensive. Let's purchase you. And we need about another 200 gold. Eleanor, you've got gold. What do you want? Can I sell you some diplomatic favour for gold? I sold you 67 diplomatic favour. Would that give me enough gold? I want 216, I think it was. And you give me some incense as well. Would you give me some ivory? No. Okay, that's fine. I'll take off the ivory, but I still want the gold. So I want to be able to get down this national park this turn, if entirely possible. Or at least soon. So you and you... No, that needs 160. We need a bit more gold. 50 gold. Pachacuti, you got plenty of money. What can I sell to you that you need? Here, what about 5 coal? Would you buy 5 coal for 60 gold? Yes, you would. Excellent. So now we can purchase this tile here. And now we get our... There we go. Naturalists, and he can come designate a national park for us. Excellent. So next turn he can do that. And we should also get the Ruhr Valley down. Should be useful. This city is never going to be very good, but it's not. That's not its purpose. Its purpose is to generate tourism for us, which is important. Increase sport magic of electricity. Oh, Netherlands has started work on Broadway.
Hardly anyone worked. Hardly anything ran. The population of the Ruhr area had to be supported by the rest of the country.
Okay, there's the Ruhr Valley down. Excellent. Now then, the Netherlands has just started work on Broadway. We're still 2 turns away. My question is, is how quickly are they going to be building that? We don't know. And we just used both of Gustav's charges. Although production in Novidunum is now better, we'd probably be better off building the... I think we're going to have to build the... I think we're going to have to build Broadway in Samarebreva, because there's just a lot more production in Samarebreva. It means it'll be produced much, much quicker, and that's important. Right, Novidunum, now that you're done with that, take the coal power plant, keep producing more power, and we'll designate a national park. The world's first national park, wonderful, proves what a few far-sighted conservationists know to be true. We must protect the natural beauty of Gaul for future generations. If you like tundra, I suppose, then absolutely. But that should provide us a little bit of tourism, if I understand correctly. Cool, we'll end the turn there. And we've met Mittler. Mittler is a science city-state. Is it one that we want? City-state is high with the campus district. That's okay. Ooh, there is the Netherlands, though. I wonder if we can see... Can we see Broadway from here? How many cities does Wilhelmina actually have? Probably quite a few. And we've got a neighbourhood district down south, so really rack of the era score now, so we will be in a nice golden era, which is excellent. Aquitaine has declared war on Indonesia. That's fine, I don't particularly care. Someone's finally built the Venetian arsenal. In Adotuca, we're going to keep working on our faith production, just because I think it's needed. Samarebreva, one turn, build the watermill. Netherlands. You don't like me because I haven't sent you a trade route. And you have so many cities, my word. You're not going to like me because I don't even have a fleet. I just don't know how much production you have in your city where it matters. Are you going to be building in Amsterdam? You might be. Do we have? I don't think we have open borders with the Netherlands, but it wouldn't be a bad thing to do to ensure that we can get to see if we can sabotage the Broadway World Wonder, because that's something I think we want to try deal with.
If you don't read the newspaper, you're uninformed. If you read the newspaper, you're misinformed. A world without radio is a deaf world.
Right, we're going to need to get Broadway down for sure. And we can also start mass producing cultural broadcast centres, which is excellent. That might be why some people have catch up in terms of culture, because we just haven't been able to do well in terms of science. But that's okay. Sanitation is also improved. Let's go for economics. Let's get that sorted. Oh, some people are very far ahead. Some people have pushed ahead to the information era, Pachacuti Wilhelmina. Oh, goodness me. That could be troublesome for sure. Right, civics. I think we need to go for... Capitalism wouldn't be bad, but I think we've got to go for mobilisation next. We will try to get shopping malls down as well, but I want to... I've got to try push for communism, I think, which is more production, and it's just the best. It's just even more slots, which is just inherently useful. Right, get a broadcast centre down. We're going to start mass producing these broadcast centres everywhere. It won't take us long to do. The exception, of course, is Samurai Brever. Samurai Brever, we're going to build a Broadway in hopefully 15 turns. See if we can beat the Dutch to it. Taverna doesn't have a cultural district. That's an oversight. Alright, well, as soon as we can, we'll get one out there. Let's get a build down. Is there any old growth woods up in Samurai Brever? I don't think there is, unfortunately. Samurai Brever. I'm just going to promote to get contractor down. Just in case we need it. There's no old... I can't see any old growth woods, unfortunately. So what we'll do... We'll just head up to getting that coffee and stuff into our empire. That would be good. Right, let's end the turn here and enter the next era. Remember's clear land for the Cristo Redentor, that's fine. I don't particularly care as much. But we need to be able to beat the Dutch, and I'm not sure we're going to manage it. No, I'm not losing my religious artwork. Although... No, I can't do that. I will take off the Sistine Chapel, and you can take off that one there. Actually, take off this as well. I'll sell you gold, that's fine. Because we have no actual way to get aluminium, which is interesting. But also it's just a lot of gold from Bachkuti, which is useful. I really hope this Golden Age will work in our favour. Because at the moment, we've got a long way to go. I want to find out who this unmet player is, because he's doing very well indeed. Julius Caesar's not a fan of the fact we're in a Golden Age. Bugger. Wilhelmina's in one as well. Although Pericles is in a dark one, we might be able to flip a city of his if we're careful, if we're lucky. Right. Hobby to Steam. Because that also gives us extra production. Yeah, hobby to Steam. Might just help with Broadway if we're lucky. This naturalist, or naturist, naturalist needs to come up here as well. And we're going to buy the additional spots for our second park, which will carry on next turn. Novia Dunham, get me the broadcast centre. Just keep on working on that. Wilhelmina, can I get you open borders? What do you want for open borders? Done. Let's go find where you're keeping where are you building Broadway? We'll head to Amsterdam first and we'll see how that goes. Because if there's no chance we're going to get it, then we'll change our production onto something else. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. Could we flip Argos if we're lucky? No, because I just don't have enough citizens over in this part of the world. Because all I have is Aduatuca, and nothing else. Interesting. We're in an interesting spot. We're kind of third or fourth culturally at the moment, which is good. We've almost doubled our tourism this game. Still a long way to go, though. If we are to stand a chance. Oh, God. Caesar just dumped like 9 and dumped 8 more envoys into Brussels. Not sure we're going to be able to win that. Right. I'll join the Great People's Fair because I may as well, even though I think we're not going to win that for sure. Chosen player loses 2 different victory points. I'm going to choose John Curtin. Skies still great works, yes please. And what do we have? A bunch of amenities of? We have quite a lot of amber, so we'll give that a go. I'm concerned by John Curtin, I admit. Oh, come on. Really? Who chose John Curtin to get some more points? Oh, John Curtin chose John Curtin to get more points. Understandable. John Curtin is a problem. John Curtin's a real problem at 14 victory points. All he needs to do is get the Statue of Liberty and he's pretty much won that. That's a real problem. That's a real problem. This builder here can go over here. But we will leave things there. In the next time, we may even lose this campaign if no one deals with John Curtin. We shall just have to see. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.